Hello everyone, welcome to the course Applied Ergonomics, and this is the last lecture module of this course. And from the past two lecture module we are doing some problem solving examples on various topics, like in lecture 23 we did problems on productivity, in lecture 24 we did problems on cycle time analysis in manual work system. Now, in this lecture module, this is the last lecture module. In this lecture module, we will do some problems on cycle time analysis in worker machine system. Worker machine system, it means it includes both system, workers as well as the machining time. Okay. So, this is a just you can say this is the hybrid machining system, and we will do some problems on cycle time analysis, how cycle time standard time calculated in this kind of hybrid systems. Okay. Now, come to the problem. Now, problem says that the normal time of the work cycle in a worker machine system is 5.39 minute, and the operator control portion of the cycle is 0.84 minute. One work unit is produced each cycle. The machine cycle time is constant. These are the some variables given in this problem, and using these variables what we will have to solve of in A, using PFD allowance factor of 16% and a machine allowance factor of 30%, determine the standard time for the work cycle. It means first in part A we will have to calculate the standard time for the work cycle given that allowance factor and machining factor. Okay. And in part B, okay, first we will solve part A, then we will come to the part B and part C. Okay. Given that normal time for the work cycle in a worker machine system, what is the normal time? .39 minute, and the operator controlled portion of the cycle time, that is means operator controlled that is equal to 0.84 minute. And what other else is given? One work unit is produced each cycle. Is produced each cycle. Okay. And the machining cycle time is constant. Other parameter are given, allowance factor, that is called PFD allowance, that is equal to 0.16, and machining allowance factor, that is given 30%, means 0.30. Okay. So, first we will calculate machine time per cycle. Machine time per cycle, what will be? One total normal time is 5.39 minute and operator control time is 0.84 minute. So, we will subtract 5.39 with 0.84 minute. That will be equal to 4.55 minute. Okay. Now, standard time, that is equal to, okay, first now operator control time is given 0.84 minute and associated with PFD allowance, PFD allowance associated with operator control time, that it means 0.84 minute multiplied by 1 plus 0.16, and because it is a hybrid process we will have to include machine parameter also. So, what is the machine time? That is the 4.55 minute, and machining allowance factor is given 0.30. So, 1 plus 0.30, that will be equal to 6.889 minute, that is the standard time. Okay. Now, we will come to the part B. In part B, what problem says, if a worker assigned to this task completes 85 unit during an 8-hour shift, what is the worker's efficiency? It means how many units they have produced? 85, and standard shift is 8-hour shift. Okay, number of unit produced, that is equal to 85 and 8-hour shift, and we will have to calculate workers efficiency. So, first what we will do, we will convert standard time in standard hour. Standard time on hourly basis. What will be? Total unit is produced 85 and standard time in minute is given as 6.889 minute, and if we want to convert it in hour, so first what we will have to do, we will have to divide it by 60. So, this will convert into hour. Okay. So, on calculation it will be 9.76 hour. Okay. Now, what will be worker efficiency? Worker efficiency will be standard time in hourly basis 9.76 hour, and time was standard time was allotted 8 hour. So, that is equal to 1.22. If you multiply it with 100, then it will convert it in percent. So, that will be 122%. That is the workers efficiency. Okay. Now, come to the part C. Okay. If it is known that a total of 42 minutes was lost during the 8-hour clock time due to the personal need and delay, what was the worker's performance on the portion of the cycle he controlled? Okay. There is a idle time of 42 minutes. Okay. So, what we will do? We will calculate first how much time a worker worked. Time allotted was 8 hours, it means 480 minutes, and idle time was 42 minutes. So, net time will be 438 minutes. Okay, this is the time worked. Now, total machining time. That is equal to number of unit produced 85 into machining time per cycle was the 4.55 minutes. So, it will be equal to 386.75 minutes. Okay. Now, total operator time. This will be equal to 438 minutes was allotted work time minus this was the machine time. So, we will have to subtract this one from 438. So, this will be the operator time, and this is equal to 51.25 minute. Okay. So, total operator time at normal pace will be equal to 85 into this is the number of unit produced, and operator control time was 0.84 minute. So, 0.84, that is equal to 71.4 minute. Okay. So, we will have to calculate workers performance. Workers performance, that will be equal to total operator time at normal pace, that is 71.4 divided by total operator time allotted 51.25 that is equal to 1.393, and in percentage it will be 139.3%. Now, we move to the question number 9. Okay, in this question again is based on the worker machining system, and we will have to calculate cycle time, standard time, these kind of things. So, what is the problem saying? The work cycle in a worker machine system consists of external first external manual work element with a total normal time of 0.42 minute, and then a machine cycle time with machine time of 1.12 minute, and internal manual element with a total normal time of 1.04 minute. Okay. And then determine the first part is saying determine the standard time for the cycle using a PFD allowance. Okay. Personal fatigue delay allowance, that is the PFD allowance factor of 15% and a machine allowance factor of 30%. Okay. So, first we will calculate standard time, then we will come to the part B. Okay. In question number 9, given that external manual work element of the total normal time, that is the external manual work, that is equal to 0.42 minute, machine cycle time with machining time of that is equal to 1.12 minute, and internal manual element with the total normal time, total normal time, that is the this was the external manual work, and now this was internal manual work, that is equal to 1.04 minute. Okay. Now, we will come to part A. Here PFD allowance, what is they have given, that is equal to 15% and machining allowance factor, that is equal to 30%. Okay. So, if we want to calculate standard time, we have to calculate standard time. So, for standard time, that is stand for T stand, that is equal to, now see, first we will include the total normal time for external manual work, that is the 0.42 minute, and this will be 0.42, and we are multiplied with PFD allowance, means 1 plus 0.15. Then we will take maximum of total normal time, that is the internal with internal manual work, that is the 1.04 multiplied with PFD allowance, that is 0.15, 1 plus 0.15, and that is another thing, machine cycle time, that is the 1.12 minute multiplied with 1 plus machining allowance, means 0.3. So, if we will calculate, you can see that there is a two things, and we will consider in summation only maximum of two component. Okay, and by on solving it, we will get 1.939 minute, that is the T standard time. Okay. Now, we will come to part B. Part B is saying how many work unit are produced daily 8-hour shift at standard performance. Okay, that means standard time allotted 8-hour per shift, and on basis of that we will have to calculate standard performance. So, what we will do? Standard performance, we can signify it QSTD, that is equal to standard time allotted was the 8 hour per shift. So 8 into, and we will have to chunki since standard time we have calculated in minute, so we will have to equalize the units. So we will have to multiply it with 60 divided by standard time, that is the 1.939. So here it will come to 47.6 pieces. By rounding off this term, that means that is equal to 47. It means the standard performance for 8 hour per shift, that on given time, that will be the number of pieces will be produced 247. Okay, that is, this completes the question number 9. Okay. Now we will move to the next question. In this question problem, what they are saying, the normal time for a work cycle in a worker machine system, again worker machine system, is 6.27 minute. For setting the standard time, the PFD allowance factor is 12% and the machine allowance factor is 25%. The work cycle includes manual element totaling a normal time of 5.92 minute, all but 0.65 minute of which are performed as internal element. Okay. On basis of these statement, we will have to determine the standard time for the cycle, then the daily output at standard performance, then part third is again during an 8 hour shift the worker lost 39 minutes due to personal time, rest breaks and delay, and the produced 72 pieces. What was the worker's pace on the operator control portion of the shift? Okay. So again we will first solve part 1 and part A and part B, then we will come to the part C. Okay. In this question, given that normal time for a work cycle is equal to 6.27 minute, PFD allowance that is equal to 12% and machining allowance factor that is equal to 25%. The work cycle includes manual element totaling a normal time of total normal time, that is the 5.92 minute, total normal time that is equal to 5.92 minute, and out of which 0.65 minute of which are the performed as internal element. Time perform as internal element, that is equal to 0.65 minute. Okay. So first we will calculate standard time. So again this is the worker machine system. So first we will have to separate out the machining time and worker time. So we will do that. Machine time per cycle, machine time per cycle, that is equal to normal time for a work cycle was 6.27 minute minus, and for internal element it was assigned 0.65 minute. So that will be the exact 5.62 minute. Okay. Now internal normal time, T and WI is equal to total normal time was 5.92 minute and internal element 0.65 minute, that is equal to 5.27 minute. So again we will use the formula for standard time we used in question number 9. So, standard time, that is equal to, first we will include our time to perform as internal element 0.65 minute and 1 plus PFD allowance, that is the 0.12 plus maximum of 5.27, that is the internal normal time, 1 plus 0.12 comma 5.62 multiplied by 1 plus 0.25, this one. Okay. So, from this expression only maximum of either this one or this one will be included in this summation. Okay. And then finally, what we will get, 0.728 plus 7.025, that is equal to 7.753 minute. Okay, that is the standard time. Now come to the part B. Part B is saying the daily output at standard performance. We will have to calculate standard performance for daily output. Okay. Then standard performance, that is the QSTD. And standard time allotted for a worker, we know that 8 hour, and we will convert it in minutes. So, we will have to multiply it with 60. Then what was the standard time? We calculated 7.753. So, that will be equal to 61.9 pieces. By rounding of this term will be, it means approximately 61 pieces. Okay. Now come to the third part. Third part problem is saying during an 8-hour shift the worker lost 39 minutes, means lost time or idle time, that is equal to 39 minutes due to the personal time, rest, break and delay, and shift produced 72 pieces. Number of part equal to 72. So, what was the worker's pace on the operator control portion of the shift? Okay, we will have to calculate again workers workers standard performance. So, first we will do, again we will have to calculate time worked exact, because 39 minutes was the standard idle time. So, we will have to standard time allotted 8 hour. So, we will multiply it with 60, then it will be 480 minute minus 39 minute, that is equal to 441 minute. Okay. Then total machining time, we are talking about machining time. So, we will have to consider how much part C has produced, that means that is the 72, and how much time C has taken, that is the machining time per cycle, it is 5.62 minute to, and that is equal to 404 into 64.64 minute. Okay. Now, total worker control time, this is the machining time. Now, we will calculate total worker control time, and in this case what is the exact working time was 441 and machining time was this one. So, we will have to subtract 404.64 from 441. So, we will get 36.36 minute, and this is the time worker has utilized or controlled. Okay. So, now we will because time to perform as internal element is given as 0.65 minute. So we will have to calculate total worker control time. Control time at normal pace, that is equal to number of parts he has produced 72, this one, multiplied by time allotted 0.65 minute, and this was equal to 46.8 minute. So this you can see that. So workers performance what will be? And this is equal to 46.8 minute. This is the worker control time at normal pace divided by the worker control time allotted, that is the 36.36. So this is equal to 1.287. So if you will multiply it with 100, then you can convert it in percentage, 128.7 percentage. That means you can say that workers performance has been increased 28.7%. Okay. Now this is the third case we will solve, that is the determine workers and machine requirement. What are the requirements? Okay, this is the different category of problem. Now in this one example you can see that problem is saying a total of 1000 units of a certain product must be completed by the end of the current week. It is now late Monday afternoon, so only 4 day 8-hour shift are left. Okay, it means the standard time for producing each unit of the product, all manual operation, is 11.65 minute. Okay, so we have 1000 unit of certain product and total producing standard time is 11.65 minute, and we have 4 day. Then how many workers will be required to complete this production order if it is assumed that worker efficiency will be 115%. Okay. So in this problem given that number of unit that is equal to 1000 and end of the time is saying standard time, that is equal to 11.65 minute, workers efficiency is equal to 115%. Okay, and what else has given? Okay, and so now we will have to calculate how many workers will be required to complete this production order. Means we will have to produce 1000 pieces of work piece, and standard time has given 11.65 minute and efficiency is 115%. So first we will calculate workload. That is equal to number of unit produced 1000, that is to be produced, into standard time 11.65, and what was the efficiency? That is the 115%, means 1.15. So workload is that 10,130.4 minute. If it will if I will convert it in hour, so we will have to divide it by 60. So it will get converted in 16884 hour. Okay. Now available time, this is the workload. Now okay, we have 4 working day. We can mention here number of working days equal to 4. means 4 working day, and in each day one worker will work for 8 hour. So, it will be 8 hour, that is, it means we have 32 hour per worker, that is the available time. Okay. Now, so what we will do, worker required, total workload is 168.84 hour and available time for one worker is 32 hour. So, if we will divide by this one, if we will divide this one by 32 hour, then we can get number of worker required. So, we will do that, 168.84 hour divided by 32 means 5.28 worker. Since worker is a human being, we can't use this term, so we will have to round it and we will require 6 worker. Okay. So, in this problem we saw that for a given number of production unit and a standard time, we can calculate how many workers will be required for to produce such amount of work. Okay. Now, in next problem, and this problem says a new stamping plant must supply an automotive final assembly plant with stamping, and the number of new stamping process must be determined. Okay. Each press will be operated by one worker. Each press will be operated by one worker. The plant will operate one 8-hour shift per day, 5 day per week, Monday to Friday, 50 week per year, and the plant must produce a 2 crore stamping annually. However, 400 different stamping designs are required in a batch size of 5000 each. So, each batch will be produced 10 times per year to minimize buildup of inventory. Okay. So, this is the problem statement, and from this statement what we will have to do, and another the statement is saying each stamping takes 6 seconds on average to produce. Scrap rate average 2% in this type of production. Before each batch, the press must be set up with a standard time per setup of 3 hours. Presses are 95% reliable, that means availability of presses is 95% during production and 100% reliable during setup. So, worker efficiency is expected to be 100%. Okay. That is the expectation. Worker efficiency can't be 100%, but that is the expectation. How many new stamping? So, from these statements, complete statement, what we will have to calculate, how many new stamping presses and operator will be required, means number of stamping presses and operator will be required. Okay. So, in this problem, statement is saying 8-hour shift per day, number of days in a week, that is the working day, that is the 5, and total week in a year, that is equal to 50, total stamping produce, number of two crore, annually, and however 400 different stamping design are required, number of design required. Okay, we have a variation in stamping, and that is the number of variation is 400, and we will have to produce 5000 each stamping for each design. Okay. So, each batch will be produced 10 times per year. Production time production time for one stamping, that is equal to 6 seconds, and other things are given. Scrap rate averages 2%, that is equal to 2%, and standard time per setup is that is equal to 3 hour, and okay, and worker efficiency expected 100%, and presses are press efficiency during production, that is equal to 95%. Okay. From these variables we will have to calculate number of new stamping press and number of operator will be required to complete this task. Okay. First we will calculate number of setup required. We will have to produce total 2 crore stamping, and we have a 5000 variation, 5000 for each batch number of production. So, how many setup will required? 4000, okay, setup per year. Now, setup workload. That is equal to workload is what we will have to make number of total number of setup required is 4000 setup per annum. So, we will multiply it with our standard time per setup, that is the 3 hour. So, it will equal to 12,000 hour per year. Okay. So, cycle time also is given as 6 second. So, we will have to convert it in minutes, so 0.1 minute. So, production workload will be WLP, that is equal to 2 crore into cycle time 0.1 minute divided by, so scrap rate is 2%. So, we will have to subtract this one by from 100. So, it will be 0.98% into, and again we will have to convert it in hour. So, we have to divide it by 60. So, we will get 34,013.6 hour per year. That is the production workload time workload. Now, available time for setup. That is equal to 2000 into 1. So, it is equal to 2000 hour per year per press, sorry. Now, available time for production. ATP, that is equal to 2000 into 0.95. this term comes from the there efficiency. So, that will be equal to 1900 hour per year. So, number of presses required. That is equal to. So, what we will have to do, production workload we will have to consider this one 34,013.6, okay, and we will have to divide it by 1900 because available time for production was this one 1900 plus setup workload was 12,000 hour per annum and available time for setup was 2000 hour. So, solving this we will get 17.9 plus 6, that is equal to 23.9, means equal to 24 required. Okay. So, from this question, this problem we solved the how many stamping presses are required, and condition was given number of day in a week, how much stamping was going to be produced, number of design required, total week in a year, 50 week. So, in this problem we can see that there is a lot of variables are given, but we utilize very few of them. Okay. So, do not confuse that is it is not necessary that every parameter as given in question is required to solve a problem. Okay. Now again we are moving to a next question, and this is the in next question problem is saying that like that specialized processing equipment is required for a new type of integrated circuit to be produced by an electronics manufacturing company. The process is used on silicon wafers. The standard time for this process is 10.6 minute per wafer. Scrap rate is 15% and a total of 1,25,000 wafer will be processed each year. The process will be operated 24 hours per day, 365 days per annum, and data provided by the manufacturer of the processing equipment indicate that the availability is 93%. So, each machine is operated by one worker and worker efficiency is 100%. So, no setup are required for the machine, that means it is just like a automatic machine, there is no any setup time. How many pieces are of processing equipment will be needed to satisfy the production requirement. Okay. This is a similar kind of problem we solved in the previous question. So, again now we solve this question also. In this what is given that standard time that is equal to 10.6 minute per wafer. Total number of wafer produced, that is equal to 1,25,000. Scrap rate 15%, process will be operated 24 hours per day, process time 24 hours per day, and it is just like it will continuously it will work. Okay. Then what else is given? Yeah, equipment indicate that availability is 93% availability. Processing equipment ability, that is 93%, worker efficiency is 100%. So, we will have to calculate again how many pieces of processing equipment will be needed to satisfy the product requirement, that means processing equipment will have to calculate. So, this is the very simple thing. First we will calculate workload. And what is that? How we will calculate workload? So first we'll have to see how many total how many wafer will have to be we have to produce. That is the 1,25,000. And how much time it was given for, that is the standard time, that is in means 10.6. okay, and divided by scrap rate was 15%, so we'll have to take this thing into account. So 1 by 15% into, we'll have to convert it in hours, so we will divide it by whole expression by 60. So on solving this we will get 25,980.4 hour per year. Okay. Now this is the workload, total workload. Now we'll have to check what is the available time. Again, available time is 24 hour per day and 365 day in a year. Okay. So 24 hour per day into 365 day per annum. And what was the equipment availability? That is the 93%. So we'll have to take this thing again into account. So on solving it, that will be 8,146.8 hour per year per equipment. Okay. So basic thing with two things we have calculated till now, workload and available time. So from the both of these things we can easily calculate how much equipment will be required. Number of that is equal to 25,980.4 divided by 8,146.8, that is equal to 4. Okay. That is equal to, actually it will be equal to 3.19. so we'll have to round it because we are calculating number of processing equipment and it has to be in whole number, integer. So that is the minimum equipment required is 4. Now we will solve some problem on time standard. Okay. Previously what we solved cycle time based on the worker machine system. Now we are going to solve some few problem on based on the time standards. Okay. Now in time standard problem we will solve question number 21. So problem statement is as follow: the average observed time for a repetitive work cycle in a direct time study was 3.27 and the worker was performance rated by the analyst is 90%. The company used a PFD allowance factor of 13%. So what is the standard time for this task? Okay. So given that average observed time that is equal to 3.27 minute, performance rated that was 90%, it was done by analyst and the company uses a PFD allowance of 13%. So that is equal to 13%. Okay. So we will have to calculate standard time for this task. So again, first for calculation of standard time, we know that standard time T standard time is equal to T normal time multiplied by 1 plus PFD allowance factor. Okay. So for that we'll calculate normal time, and that is equal to average observed time was 3.27 minute, and performance rated by analyst what was the 90%. So we will take this into account, 90%. So what will be happen? It will, on calculating this, we will get 2.943 minute. Okay. Now standard time that is equal to we will use this formula. Okay. Normal time is we calculated earlier 2.943 multiplied by 1 plus 0.13, and that will be equal to 3.326 minute. Okay. So we got the standard time as a 3.326 minute. Okay. Okay, this problem was based on the time standard. Everything was given, process time was given, performance rated by analyst was 90%, PFD allowance was 13%. So what we did, first we calculated normal time, then on basis using that normal time we finally calculated standard time. Okay. Now we moving on next problem, and this problem is based on the standard time for pure manual task. Okay. And problem is saying that the observed average time in a direct time study was 2.4 minute for a repetitive work cycle, and the worker's performance was rated at 110% on all cycle. The personal time, fatigue and delay allowance for this work is 12%. So we will have to calculate normal time and standard time for the cycle. Okay. So on given that 22 direct time study average time, that was 2.4 minute, PFD allowance that was 12%, workers performance that is equal to 110% for all cycle. Okay. So what we will do, normal time first we will have to calculate, and normal time that is equal to average time 2.4 into workers performance. So 1.10, that is the, so that will be equal to 2.64 minute. Okay. So on basis of normal time first, then we will calculate standard time, that is equal to 2.64, that is the normal time, 1 plus PFD allowance 0.12, that is equal to 2.957 minute. Okay. Now next this is the final question we are going to solve today. So this is the what is problem is saying, the continuous time method is used to direct time study a manual task cycle consists of 4 elements A, B, C and D. Okay. 2 parts are produced each cycle. Element D is an irregular element, performed once every 6 cycle. All elements were performed rated at 90% and the PFD allowance is 11%. So what we will have to calculate, determine the normalized time for the cycle, standard time per part, and the third part is if the worker completes 84 part in an 8-hour shift during which she worked 7 hours 10 minutes, what is the worker's efficiency. Okay. First we will have to we will calculate normalized time, then we will calculate standard time. Okay. Given that PFD allowance that is equal to 11%, workers performance that is equal to 90%, and 6 cycle irregular time, element D is irregular. So what is the normalized time per cycle? So normal time Okay, normal time. What will be the normal time? So we have the 4 kind of element A, B, C and D, and observed time for each element is corresponding element is 0.35 for A, 0.6 minute for B, 0.86 minute for C and 1.46 minute for D. So in this thing we will take B and C in taken into account. So what is the time? 0.86 plus 0.6, and this is the irregular time. So so we'll have to divide by it is 6, okay, and again we'll have to multiply it by 0.90, that is the workers performance, and this will be equal to 0.864 minute per cycle. Now since we have a 2 part per cycle, the standard time per part will be that will be equal to 1 by 2 0.864, that is a normal time, 1 plus 0.11, that is the PFD allowance, and it will be equal to 0.48 minute. Okay. So on hourly basis what standard time will be? That will be, we have a 84 minute total and into 0.48 divided by 6.752 hour. Okay. Then sorry, we have to divide it by 60. So because we are converting minute in an hour, so that will be equal to 6.752 hour. Okay. Now workers efficiency, if you want to calculate, that will be equal to 6.752 divided by 8. Okay. This completes the solution. Now in this lecture module we have almost finished problems on cycle time, productivity, cycle time for manual system, for worker machine system, and time standard. Okay. And in week 8 to 11 you had already we have already covered the method study, motion study, time study, these kind of things, and we did some few problems on that. So almost this almost completes the every week's numerical parts. So we are covered. So thank you very much, and this was the final lecture for this course. Okay, thank you.